Hey, this is Matt here from All That in a Bar of Soap, here with the King Seat, doubles King Seat for the first time this episode, with Southside Bags founder, organizer, ACL director, and top four local director in April, Johnny Torres. Alongside him, we have Tim Looney, also known as the Real Looney, the marketing director for Southside Bags. How you doing, gentlemen?
Hey,
Doing
what's
well,
up, man?
Matt. How are you?
Doing all right. I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming out. Always great to have you on the pod.
I want to dedicate this interview to one of our fellow shooters that just recently passed away on May 20th, Mr. Jason Barker. I know you're watching us right now, and we're dedicating this interview to you. Hopefully, Matt recorded this now. Is he recording? Yeah.
Yeah, this is recorded, my man.
Yeah, so Jason Barker, rest in peace, brother.
Just kind of get started. Where are you guys from? Start with you, Johnny.
Where am I from? Originally from Oakland, California, West Coast. Moved here in the 80s over to Pilsen, Little Village area. Currently residing in Alsip, Illinois.
There we go. How about yourself, Tim?
I am in Oak Forest, Illinois, so right by Tinley Park. Pretty involved with my community here, so it's a good spot to be. I pretty much lived here all my life, so
that works. Sounds good. And how long have you gentlemen been playing bags? We'll start with you, Tim.
I've been playing bags since November of 2022, so about just over a year and 6 months.
Still pretty fresh. How do you think you're doing?
As long as I don't run into Chuck G too many times, I do pretty good.
Chuck is a monster. He's an excellent player. Chuck's a monster.
Yeah, we always joke about it and everything like that. So he's got a lot of character as a player. So,
yeah, always a good dude. How about yourself, Johnny? How long?
I think I've been playing bags for, I want to say like 10 years. Competitively, probably about 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Competitively, what division are you playing?
Well, basically started with Man Cave Monday.
There you go.
Years back. My first time I was ever in any type of organized cornhole was through Man Cave. Got paired up with Steve Bernasek for the first time. First time. Yeah, that was pretty cool experience. Shout out to Steve Bernasek. He's a cool guy, humble dude. I remember he's like, "What do you shoot?" And I said, "Bags." He's like, "Yeah, but what kind?" And I was like, "I don't know, corn bags." And he's laughing. He's like, "No." He's like, back then he was throwing ultra widows, I think, or cycles. He's like, "We're throwing these." I'm like, "All right, that works for me." And that's when I found out that there was a slick side and a slow side. And yeah, we definitely went 0-2, but we had fun, and he was motivating and uplifting. Never really, didn't seem like he was throwing the game or anything like that. Because people tend to do that type of things when you get paired up with somebody that's not good and they just start whatever. Right?
It could definitely be an underrated part of the game. Whoever your partner is, if they're fun, they're talking to you and they want you to do good, you'll literally just do that much better. It's definitely something that most people don't talk about. So that's an excellent point.
Yeah, I really like doing that when I'm shooting with someone. If they're not all that great, I just motivate them, and you gotta have fun with it. That's the bottom line. That's what Steve said. Just have fun, and it was fun.
Yeah, and look at where you are now. Kind of leads into the next question. What made you want to start Southside Bags, and how did you get to the point where you guys are over 800 followers now?
So Southside Bags really started probably a little over 2 years ago now. A gentleman was running bags at the current establishment where we're at, Shortstops.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey, do you want to take over bags?" And I was like, "I have no idea how to run a tournament." Of course, back then that person was running it with old school paper, pulling the names out of the hat type of setup.
Yep.
No scoring tablets, and so I looked into my good friend Brian Nolan, who was running Man Cave Monday, for a little bit of advice. So he put me to the right direction, steered me to the right direction, purchased the tablets, Back then, I was using Scorholio, totally new to it. Of course, I'm very tech savvy, so after getting like that crash course from Brian, like, it really helped a lot. And at that point, it just took off, Matt. I tell you, it took off really fast. I ended up creating Southside Bags, named it Southside Bags. Um, incorporated now. So everything just happened so fast.
Yeah,
Um,
and you reaching out to Brian and any other organizer at the time sounds like exactly what I had to do to kind of get rolling. I remember chit chatting with yourself over a beverage or two or over a game or two, and I don't know. I felt like you and I could have talked for hours, just tossing ideas back and forth. And at the end of the day, that's how you make these things grow. So huge to get up to 800 followers, and I was just on it a little bit ago. Still climbing, still climbing.
yeah, we have 847. But yeah, it kind of just took off and started getting serious. Now we have pro jerseys. Now we sponsor ACL, a couple ACL pros. We sponsored Gorski, Nick Mescal, and future ACL pro Ashley Turner also.
There we go.
So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. We're now on their jerseys, so hopefully they land a nice spot where they have an actual televised match, and maybe anything could
I've
happen.
seen I've seen all those names that you just mentioned in the rankings, bouncing around, and most of them in the top half of the top 50 that come out from ACL. So it's awesome to see brand recognition on its way up. And I agree, a TV spot would be pretty darn cool.
Yeah, we actually Nick Mescal was playing with his team, the Maze,
Yeah,
and so he was on CBS Sports Network, and that was actually pretty cool. It was like as soon as I saw it on TV, he was wearing the hat, cameras all on him, wearing the Southside Bags hat, and I was like, oh my god, I got the chills. That was amazing.
yeah, he was shooting with Nate Voyer, I think, and this is
Warrior, yeah.
Nick's first year pro, and he's been making some noise for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definitely doing really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll kind of take it back to your events. The culture at some of your events is definitely different than some of the other ones that I've been to. What makes Southside Bags unique compared to other cornhole events?
I can tell you what makes it unique. I know you're interviewing us, but I want to see from your perspective. What do you think is different?
In my opinion, as soon as I got there, and I think my girlfriend Crystal could feel the same way. We felt welcome. You know what I mean? You're on the microphone. You're always talking. You know everybody. And I'm sure if there's a new person, you get to know them real quick, kind of pop in, pop out. But I know it sounds silly and it may be small, but just saying, hey, Matt's here, from Upstate 8 was, I don't know, gave me a good feeling inside. And then, you play bags. I mean, everybody likes to play bags. And the people are always nice. People are cool. Everybody's competitive, but everybody's respectful when you play. Everybody wants to win, but there's a way to win and there's a way to lose. And I just the vibe there, very, very positive. And like I said, when you mentioned me when I walked in, man, I got the jinglies, and it was really, really cool. And like I said, it's a different culture. I'm not saying other places don't do something similar, but just the vibes there, the people, the camaraderie, I know you guys do it all the time. I know Tim grabs the pictures, and I'm sure Johnny, you grab them too. Everybody gets in the photo at the end.
The photo
I don't know,
button.
that kind of says something about the community that you have going on there. You know what I mean? And I think that's really, really cool. And I think anybody who goes there, just walk up to Johnny or Tim, welcoming people. They'll introduce you to the right people. They'll show you where everything's at. They'll show you how everything's run. And it makes the experience as a player so much more laid back and so much easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head with what you just stated. Um, Along the lines, also the music. I think the music plays a big part of it. We play
Yeah.
all genres, of course. I am a DJ, and so I developed some playlists where they're circulating, whether it's hip hop to country, um, to R&B or whatever the case is. So I think that plays a big factor also, in people coming on, and it just makes it a different experience, right?
Oh, no,
Um,
for sure. 100%.
yeah.
And I was kind of took a peek. I know you have events sometimes even up to 5 times a week. I know you have regulars on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and the first Saturdays at Shortstops. And that's in Chicago Ridge. And then Fridays at the Double Place Saloon in Blue Island. My first instinct was to ask, how do you manage all the venues? But I know Tim's here, kind of dabbling in that side of the event. So how do you guys coordinate and make sure you're on the same page and make sure that every event, whether Johnny's running it or Tim's running it, is the same experience and smoothness, I guess you can call it, for the events that are run?
So yeah, Tim joined us. He started coming out about a year ago. We met over at Bourbon Street.
Yep.
He walks up with Ryan Ferguson and says, "Hey, we're next." And I was like, "No, you're not next. It's a tournament." And so they're like, "All right, we'll be back." And they were back the following week. I believe Tim showed up with his corn bags, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was Ryan. I think that was Ryan.
Oh, it was Ryan, right?
Ryan bought some ACA bags, I think, before we even knew what the hell was going on. So
Yeah, but it was actually pretty cool. They came the next week, as they were told, come back next week, and so they did. And then these guys just it turned out to be, really good players and just instantly fell in love with each other.
yeah.
But yeah, I tapped into Looney. As you know, I was at one point where I was doing maybe four events, I think, a week. This was prior to Looney even coming along. And so after finding out the type of person Looney is, responsible, etc., I kind of said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna need some help, running tournaments." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, sure." And so it's kind of that's how it all happened. I mean, and then I think he created a reel one time and he showed me, and I was like, "Cool, man, you got to show me." I am a graphic designer myself, but the social media reels, it's a whole different ballgame, right? And so he kind of gave me a crash course. He sent me a video link of him explaining how to create a reel. So then I'm like, "Dude, why don't you do it? And that's how it happened." And then Looney like I said, he's our marketing coordinator or director. He creates these amazing reels along with sing some good music. It's always a pleasure. Everyone's always waiting. And if God forbid if we don't post a reel, people are messaging us, "Hey man, what's going on?" It's pretty funny. But yeah, Tim Looney does an amazing job. And luckily, he's agreed to hop on with me, partner up, and running. We coordinate. We kind of like talk to each other during the week. Say, "Hey, what do we have this week? Can you run this day or this day?" And that's pretty much how it goes. Um, I need a break, to be honest. I'm excited. Next month, I'm gonna be on vacation. We're flying out of the country. I think it's time. It's been a long 2 years of running bags,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, man, it's a lot of work. And then, but yeah, Southside Bags is not done. We have. I'll let Looney talk about his what's his experience right now with Joe coming on and helping me run tournaments. I
There
feel
we
like
go.
I've been talking too much.
So yeah, it's been a fantastic experience. Everything's worked out perfectly. Going from starting out at Bourbon Street and then finding out about shortstops and starting to go there. That was back when I believe you had just Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? Tuesdays at shortstops and Thursdays at Bourbon Street, and then maybe a couple other riddled in, something like that.
Yeah, I believe so. We also had what's the other one over by Midway? Magoo's,
Oh yeah,
Magoo's,
Magoo's, yeah. Okay.
Magoo's. We had a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah,
happening.
that's right. That's right. Okay. So yeah, it's all coming back to me now, but the whole experience has been overall positive. Met so many great people. It's like you were saying, Matt. It's like no matter who you run into, you're always going to have like people that are just humble. They just want to shoot. And it's the good thing about it is like the places that we go to, we get good food for cheap, and there's usually specials on drinks and things like that. So it really adds to the environment. And then, but it's been fantastic. I could say that.
No, that's definitely good to hear. And I remember seeing the initially once you came on, started seeing the reels start popping up more, and then I mean, they're not very long, so you when you pass them, you don't just skip them. They're
Yeah.
30 seconds, maybe a minute, and
Yeah.
you see all the people from the night before or that week and the winners and all that stuff, and it's nice that the players are interactive. Peace signs at the camera, throwing their
Yeah.
hands in the air,
Yeah.
holding up their drink, whatever's going on at the time. And
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool addition. And
Yeah.
watching that
Yeah.
and seeing everybody pop in, it was another. It took it to another level.
Well, and that's kind of the cool what I liked about that too, because me and Johnny just had a conversation one time, and I think it was we basically we just started highlighting people's birthdays. Um, so as you know, Johnny does his creative design marketing flyers, which are phenomenal. He always makes the flyers look awesome, and then I always usually just go back through the reels and pick out a little footage of some people, and just put like a short thing on their birthday. If you,
That's all Canva,
I
baby.
would,
That's all
I,
Canva.
I know. I would
He always
highly
gives me a
suggest
bunch of
looking
shit.
at, but I would highly suggest looking at Kevin Huntington's birthday reel from last year.
Oh
That's one of
boy,
the better ones. I got theme from Shaft on there. So
there you go. That's always a good time. So I guess what's in the future for? Actually, if you have them, Johnny, your custom sets of bags. I know you had the Venoms more recently. After you and I chit chatted about it, and you told me a little bit about these Stampedes I haven't seen before. Are they available for the cam?
Yeah, give me a second. But yeah, so I was a big fan of tie-in bags. I've always been a big fan of theirs.
Sure.
Venoms. What are the other ones? Uh,
Stampedes, Thrashers.
the Thrashers. The Thrashers. I was a big fan of the Thrashers, also a slow bag. So I kind of transitioned to using a faster bag. Nowadays, you'll find me throwing slick side, which is crazy. But because I have such a soft throw, like I have a hard time, pushing bags in. But anyway, somebody asked me if I could do a Stampede version of the Southside Bags, and we did. So I did a couple of sets only. So this is one of a kind. Let me go ahead and grab them.
Yeah, I've seen Johnny's designs previous for the Venoms. Everybody look at the Venoms, and they look sick. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to see the Stampedes. I've never seen them before.
So these are the Venoms, the
Okay.
blue
Yep.
carbon fiber. This is the back, slow side.
There you go.
Nothing too fancy. I put this design together really quick.
Yeah, but it looks
Um,
classy though. That's what
yeah,
counts.
this is the black one, the black version.
Okay.
And then the Stampede, I only have the black version of the Stampede.
Okay.
Essentially the same thing, just obviously different speeds, 6 and a 10.
I like the animal on the side. Looks like the right side from where I could see.
That's correct.
It's there, but it doesn't yell "Look at me." The Southside Bags logo says "Look at me." You know what I mean? Definitely the way to do it.
Yeah.
So what's in the future for Southside Bags? I know you said, Johnny, you're headed on vacation for a little bit. Are there any plans over the summer? Anything in the works? Any teasers? What do we got?
So we definitely have a lot going on with Southside Bags. Person reached out to me. They are looking to take over an establishment in South Makina area.
Cool.
So which means there's more tournaments during the week. Might be on the weekends also. So what we're looking for at this time, we are looking to expand the Southside Bags team. So that is, we're looking for future directors that we're gonna go ahead and train, kind of make sure that they operate things the way Tim and I normally do. That is, being vocal on the microphone, selecting good music, and so that's what's in the future for us. Like I mentioned to you, it's really hard, especially when you have a full time job, and when you're a full time father, you're full time husband. When you're taking on 3, 4, 5 tournaments a week,
Hmm.
that could potentially be a home wrecker itself. And so, being able to manage your time well, I think will help you. Well, has helped us be successful. I think. Not only that, I work from home. My permanent job is a work from home permanently, so that kind of always helps, You don't have to worry about waking up in the morning, shaving, dressing up, and driving out. So that I have always told people that really helps us tremendously. And I know um, Looney's also self-employed. I didn't mean to put your business out there, Looney. But I think he's also self-employed type of thing, where he's able to manage himself, his own schedule. So it definitely helps when you're coming home during the week at 2, 3 in the morning. It really does help. But yeah, that's what's
No,
in the
for sure.
future for us.
And
So we'll be taking applications sometime down the line, hopefully soon this summer. Um, and I mean that loosely. We don't. I know I mentioned it to a couple of directors, and some of them are for it. So we'll see what
sure.
happens. We'll definitely
Yeah.
excited to make the official announcement once that goes through.
Hey, that'll be huge. And Tim, you got anything in the pipeline? Maybe some new media tricks, jumping on Twitter or anything like that? What do you
always
got?
actually I do have one possible media guy who does just a completely different style of videos.
There you go.
And I'd like to talk to him, but I don't want to put him on the spot just because
Nah,
I
the
haven't
suspense
even
will kill
talked to
us.
him
The
about
suspense
it.
will
But
kill us.
he put a few videos together, and they were just like, I'm like, okay, this is more like it's more like amped up, like hype type of stuff.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Where he's talking in the background, almost like a Nike commercial. But
Oh, that'll be cool. That's
yeah. So
different.
I'm looking forward to that. And then one of the other things too is, I know you we're going over the schedule of Tuesday and Wednesday at shortstops. I am gonna, as many times as I can, if it's raining outside on a Monday, I'm gonna have a pop up on Monday. So shortstops
Okay,
is pretty much always 100% down to have us there. So
cool.
if something comes up and the nicer outdoor venues start getting rained out or whatever, we'll always be there to kind of accommodate. That happened. I want to say the week before last, or no, it was last Monday, and I think we had 16 or 18 shooters like that showed up. So
Okay.
It
just
was
on the
like
Yeah,
fly.
a matter of like an hour. We put the
Yeah,
word out and boom.
it was one of the ones with
Yeah,
definitely a short amount of notice. So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely keep an eye out for something like that. That's not that's a good idea, especially if it's
yeah,
raining because I'm an
but
indoor
yeah,
venue too.
only on
So
rainy days though. Like I said,
makes
just
sense.
to accommodate for the people that don't get to shoot where they're normally shooting. So
Yeah,
yeah. Those are the types of things that we look for, man. Our venues, for the most part, are all covered, and they're able to operate year round. And so those are the things that, well, shortstop just kind of it just landed on my hands, right? That's how it started. And so after that, when venues started reaching out, um, those are the things that we looked out for. We looked for, the opportunities to run bags year round, not just during the summer. With the exception of a couple of places that we did do, they were just like people reached out to us, hey, can you guys do a tournament here at Riley's daughter? I can't remember any other venues that we did, but yeah, we try to look for the indoor areas because of course Chicago doesn't have the best weather. And that being said, we need to be able to throw when it's snowing also or whatever the case is. But
yep,
that along with cheap drinks and great food, like I
yeah.
mentioned to you, Matt,
yep,
when we talked last year, those
yep.
are the key things I think that will attract people to come out.
Yeah, that too. I totally agree. And I see you guys have your 50-foot airmail pot. I saw a reel the other day. Somebody hit it. I've never realized how far 50 feet is
Oh yeah,
until you actually try it yourself. 50 feet is a long haul to
yeah,
be that accurate. So that's definitely something interesting that kind of sets you guys apart. You
yeah,
see a lot of people do airmail pots and things along that line, but a 50-foot shot. Let's be honest, not a lot of us have room for a 50-foot shot.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's pretty cool to watch.
Oh yeah,
Even people attempt.
Tim Looney was one of those actually that hit that. I believe it
yeah,
was last year. He Two people ended up hitting it that night.
yeah. I know.
It was at the
But
maxed out pot, which is the cap. The cap is 500. So once it hits 500, it rolls over $100 every week. If it's not hit, max is
Okay.
the cap is 500. And that night when Looney hit it, Mike Biddy also hit it, correct?
yep,
So two people hit it, so they split it. They both got 250. That was a
There
pretty
you
good
go.
night. But yeah, it's totally feasible. 50 feet is far, but if you get a nice nice step in. I think you know, kind of like a wind up. With the exception of Adam, I think he just stood there, if I'm not mistaken, when
He's
he hit
got
it.
yeah, he had a little bit of a walk up, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he just smacked it. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was kind of
And
like the
that's
the owner of the shortstops. That was his idea to come up with something
yeah.
like that.
Oh,
And so they
cool.
were like, Johnny, why are you doing 50 foot? I'm like, listen, man, I'm just running it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was instructed to do this.
Yeah.
And why not? He's providing the cash, you know.
Exactly.
It's a
It
free
turns
shot. You
into
don't have to
something
pay
for sure.
anything. So typically, well, anyone who plays the tournament is going to get that one shot to throw.
That's
You don't
cool.
have to pay for that.
I
As
think
of
it says
recently, we
that said a lot of about the character of the game though, because when me and Mike Betty hit it on the same night, it's like we were just all celebration, just no, hey, let's go. It was like split the pot. Sometimes people would be like, oh shit, I got to split with somebody, and he was just like, he actually walked into the bar to have a celebration shot, and then came out and heard that I hit it, and it was like. Yeah, it's just unreal the amount of energy and the amount of good sportsmanship. So
That's awesome. That is
yeah.
huge. Then
Yeah, and of course, recently we added the Air 2 money shot,
mhm.
and that started out pretty well. I think we're on our third week, if I'm not mistaken. Third week or
yeah, it's
fourth
something
week.
like that. Third week.
Yeah,
Well,
we have a pot of over $500 already.
yeah,
People
Nice.
are actively participating in that.
yeah,
This past Wednesday, Jason Erner hit it for $126. It went up fast. It went up fast, and then of course we try to do it Tuesdays and Wednesdays at shortstops. So that's the reason
yeah,
why it's building up faster. So
yeah. And
we
then the
can't wait. I know
first
you guys have
the first Saturday as well. So we'll be doing
Huge.
that.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah. So basically, any event at shortstops will have the airmail one.
yeah. For the
Yeah.
most
Not
part,
the
yes.
not the 50 footer. 50 footers on Wednesday, but the airmail pipe.
Got it. The airmail pipe. Got it. So
Yeah,
that's a shortstops deal. Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah. If you run it 3 times a week, I mean, even two, it'll run up pretty quick because you
Oh
might
yeah,
get different crowds of 2 days, and maybe somebody can't make it Tuesday, but they can make it Wednesday and participate in
yeah,
that for sure. So that'll run up real quick.
yeah,
Definitely something that can draw some people, keep some eyes over there, and not only with the reels and the awesome photos and everything.
yeah,
yeah. And it's a totally feasible shot. It's a regular distance, 33. Um,
Mhm.
Distance 33 and a half feet. So it's totally feasible. It's just throwing under the pressure when everyone's watching you when you could
yeah.
potentially
And
make,
the
a little bit
the
of
lower
money.
ceiling. The lower
Yeah.
ceiling at shortstops, which everybody who's been there already knows about. It's
I was just gonna say the
fine
ceilings play
tunes.
a role, atmosphere
Yeah,
plays a role, all the
yeah,
people watching, like you just mentioned, plays a role.
yeah.
There's a lot of things that play a role that shouldn't, but they're already in your head, so
Oh yeah,
you kind of think about it a little different. I've shot a lot of airmail shots, and I don't want to. None are easier than any other one because they all have their mental challenges, and
oh
everybody
yeah. I know.
watching or lining up, or the pipes just a little longer or smaller or
Yeah,
bigger or flat, or you never know what the story is.
yeah.
It's definitely a challenge, and that's why if you play long enough, you can get some big bucks. You make one of those,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
no, for sure.
My
Yeah,
Okay.
ticket
no
was
doubt.
my ticket was pulled this Wednesday for the second to get 2 bags, and I think I threw 2 Gorskis.
Yeah,
So and I typically have a pretty decent airmail. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
Hey,
under
it's one of those
pressure
things
it's
where you
always
don't have to be good all the time. You just have to be good when you shoot those. That's it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. Well,
Kind of.
that's funny that you mentioned it because we were just talking about the 50-foot airmail. The one of the guys, first time out, first time even looking at the shot, and just walks up and just nails it. And
Explains it there.
not on top of that, he bought shots for everybody that was shooting. So
That's cool. That's always
yeah,
fun.
classic.
gentlemen. Yeah, yeah, that was a
There you go.
gentleman by the name of Vito. He first
Vito,
time there, and the pot was at $500 for the airmail challenge.
yep.
$500. He
Oh
took
yeah,
it first time there.
Hey, if that doesn't make a cornhole player stay a cornhole player, I don't know what does.
oh
So
Winning,
yeah,
winning especially on your first time.
he's been
yeah,
coming. He's been coming every week after that.
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. Yeah, I figured as much. you gotta give it back. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, but you gotta give it back.
Well, a
And
bunch of his
the
buddies
following
play with
week,
us too. A bunch of his buddies play with us too. So it was
oh
like
yeah,
That's cool.
he just started coming around. It's like Have they been telling you about this, or are they trying to keep you a secret from everybody? What's going on here?
Yeah. And that goes back to that culture that we talked about at the beginning of this. If you have a welcoming culture, your word of mouth is your best friend when it comes to that kind of stuff. Getting new people in and them telling their friends or family or whoever's involved, huge. Absolutely huge.
Exactly.
100%. Over last fall, Palos Park hired Southside Bags to run their tournament for one of their big festivals. And so I think we had about 40. It wasn't that big of a turnout. Because of the weather. Part of that was because we had crappy weather that night or that day. And so one of our shooters named Alvaro, he's like walked by us and says, "Can I sign up?" And I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Oh my God." He's like so excited, right? This guy. And so he plays the tournament, ends up taking like third place. I don't remember, fourth place maybe. But he's like, "Do you guys shoot anywhere else?" And I was like, "Oh, absolutely. Actually, we do. We're at shortstops." And then, sure enough, that following week, he showed up at shortstops. Then he brought in about 6, 7 shooters that are still actively going there now.
That's fun.
And so that was cool. He's like, "Dude, you saved my life." He's like, "I had nothing to do, and I love bags, and now I'm here." He's like, "Thanks for introducing me to this."
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
that's pretty cool. So yeah, 100% word of mouth. People don't, a lot of people are not connected, social media or whatever the case is, and so
That's true too.
all it takes is like, "Hey man, you want to play bags? Come on here." There's this
It's a
group
good
of guys that
it's a good segue into that because we get along the lines of Payless Park hiring us, we also participate with different charities and stuff like that to try and like we ran one for Sleep in Heavenly Peace, which is an organization that builds beds for kids that are sleeping on the floor.
Very cool.
We are actually just in the birthing phases of getting into that. There's still going to be a lot in the works, but we're going to try and throw some real high profile tournaments. Another quick mention would be Double Play is having its 10-year. The owner has owned the place for 10 years, so they're going to have a huge thing outside from what the owner is saying, and But we'll have all kinds of stuff, and you guys know the drill. Just watch the Facebook page, and Johnny will have the flyers out.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll be looking real pretty.
That's the event that we're doing our 1 year anniversary, right? For Double Play. Is it going to include it, or is it separate?
I thought you were saying it was separate, but
okay. Yeah, the owner of Double Play is looking to add $1,000 to the pot to celebrate our 1 year anniversary, which happened to take place Cinco de Mayo, which just passed. But because of the weather, we were holding it off until maybe early June or sometime to host it. And it's going to be a big one because I believe he wants the whole parking lot, taking over the whole parking lot.
Yeah,
so that's going to be huge.
That'll be huge. That'll be super cool.
Yeah, shout out to Tommy Cheeto and Double Play over there, the great staff, Nicole, Jerry, Brad.
Both Brads.
Good place. If you haven't been there, Matt, you should come out tomorrow. It's awesome.
Oh, I'll definitely make it out one of these days. It's as you've mentioned before, setting aside time for bags it can be a challenge sometimes. But we're coming toward the end of the interview. But I do have one of my favorite questions to ask anybody I have on. We'll start with you, Tim.
Okay.
If you were in Superhole, who's going to be your celebrity partner?
Celebrity partner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm never good at this stuff, but I will go ahead and say, I didn't realize Alice Cooper is a DJ now in Chicago on the radio, and I've been listening to a lot of the stuff that he said, and he just seems like he'd be a cool dude. And it doesn't really matter who the partner is. I'd give it my best and see what the hell happened, But
no, if Alice Cooper's your guy, hey, that'd be pretty cool.
I'd answer. I just always think about actually Johnny mentioned Wayne's World before we were recording, but that part in Wayne's World is where he turns into like a scholar,
There you go. And Johnny, how about you, man?
Super Cornhole. If I were ever to be on there, I would like to get paired up with possibly Chuck Norris.
There you
Chuck go. Norris. Just kick everyone.
I haven't heard that one yet. I definitely haven't heard that one yet. That's a good one. And then where can we find you guys? So what are your socials, and where can we find anything you'd be doing?
Basically Southside Bags on Facebook, and then Southside Bags public page on Facebook. Both of those. I have been posting a little bit to the Addicted to Cornhole page that I'm sure a lot of people follow.
Sure.
But especially at putting those 50-foot airmails because that's stuff that people want to see.
No, I agree.
And then I try to shoot some reels and try to highlight everywhere I go during the week. So everybody knows the big Daverns League out there. That's always a great time. See a bunch of good clubs all come together and just have a some good competitive nights. Same thing with down. Sometimes I'll do mashup reels to where I'm single. I got no kids, and I don't really have to worry about too much. So sometimes I play way more than people can bite down on.
Understood. How about yourself, Johnny?
The same thing. The handles.
Yeah.
Same thing. We have the Southside Bags. We have we also have a TikTok page also, which we, believe it or not, we're just too busy with managing the page. Looney and I will get on there occasionally when we remember. But yeah, we do have a TikTok page, Southside Bags. In addition to that, I believe we have an Instagram also. But yeah, for the most part, Facebook, it's pretty much where it's at. With the way we introduce or coordinate our events, we create events on there, so it's easy to people to get a hold of these events, and it's a good way of promoting yourself. So
yeah.
No, 100% for sure. And gentlemen, I appreciate the time. I know you guys are busy, and I'm sure there's a lot of things in the works outside of regular family and work life. So I appreciate you guys taking a half hour, 40 minutes out and kind of going over all this. And don't worry, I'll be seeing y'all soon. And me, Crystal, and Owen, we'll make our way out towards y'all.
And of course, you run an event on Wednesdays, right, Bannerman's?
I do. I run Bannerman's every
hard.
Wednesday in Bartlett.
It's hard to go out there and visit you. So I hope you understand. I would like to. I personally would like to go to other directors' events, but unfortunately, when you're running 3-4 tournaments a week, when you have a family, it's tough. It's a little tough.
No.
I'm not gonna say I don't do it, but when I get a chance, and when wife says, "Yeah, go ahead and go," and she gives me the green light, I'll go. Like just like it happened, 2 Sundays ago?
Yep.
Great. We went over to
at Gaelic Park with the Backyard Baggers.
Backyard Baggers.
There we go.
Shout out to the Backyard Baggers also. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great people.
There we go. And anybody listening, watching, made it to the end of the video, please like, subscribe. We appreciate all the views. Leave your comments. If you have any questions, you can reach out to myself. Hit Johnny up. Hit Tim up. If you had any questions about their tournaments, locations, times, software. I think you run it through the ACL software, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think we're up there as far as the local directors. I think Southside Bags is up there, top 3, top 4 for the month of April.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the same for the month of May.
Let's go.
June also. So
let's go.
I know the person that's on top of the list is from Canada, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure what they have going on over there.
Yeah.
They must have an event every other day or every day with multiple events in the day with the same person running it at different places, or 2 different people running it at 2 different places or something.
Probably, you're right.
If it works,
we do 2-3 tournaments a day also, so that also helps us tremendously.
Yeah,
and of course, that's what attracts a lot of these shooters if they're chasing the ACL points. So
yeah, that's true. Well, again, gentlemen, thank you for your time, and we'll end the episode there. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. You guys take care.